Hi everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the particle in box. Friends, in the last few lecture, we have discussed the Schrodinger wave equation, that is a time independent Schrodinger wave equation for the one dimension, two dimension and three dimension, as well as we have also discussed the wave function and its interpretation and the well behaved function or acceptable function. So, friends, in today's lecture or in this lecture, we are going to discuss the particle in box. So, here uh, when we consider the Schrodinger wave equation, it has various applications. So, here the Schrodinger wave equation, it is useful to study the various application such as to calculate the energy and the wave function of a particle in one dimensional box, two dimensional box and the three dimensional box. Then second one is the to derive an expression for the energy of the hydrogen and helium atoms. Then to introduce the concepts of atomic orbital. Then to explain the Stark and the Zeeman effect. Then next one is the to explain the phenomenon like dispersion, thermoionic, photoelectric effect, Compton effect and the Raman effect. Then the Schrodinger equation, it is also useful to explain the artificial transmutation. So, friends, these are the various applications of the Schrodinger equation. So, here in this lecture, we are going to discuss the application of the Schrodinger equation, that is to calculate the energy and the wave function of a particle in one dimensional as well as in the two dimensional box. So, let us consider the particle in box. So, here while studying the quantum mechanics, it is important to consider some simple problems that can be solved exactly, whether they represent important models of nature or not. So, here we will consider model of particle in box. So, here that is a box is called the potential box. So, friends, first of all let us discuss what is meant by free particle. So, here a free particle is one whose potential energy is same everywhere. So, such a particle, it is called as the free particle. So, here a free particle is one whose potential energy is same everywhere, and for convenient the convenient choice is that is a V is equal to 0. So, here the potential energy of the particle, it is considered as the 0, and here such a particle, it is called as the free particle. So, here let us consider the model of the particle in box, and here the box is called as the potential box. So, what is meant by potential box? So, here the potential box is a system in which the potential energy 0 within a closed region and infinity, that is a V is equal to infinity everywhere. So, such a box, it is called as the potential box. So, friends, let us consider the particle in one dimensional box. So, the simple problem related to that of a particle in a microscopic system, here we are going to consider the electron. So, say electron in an atom involves calculation of the wave function and energy of the particle constrained to move within a certain distance in a given direction, back and forth. So, to tackle this problem, let us consider the particle in one dimensional box as shown in the figure. So, here we are going to consider the particle in one dimensional box, and here the figure or the diagram is. So, this is the diagram for the particle in one dimensional box. So, here we can say that the particle is restricted to move along the x axis back and forth. So, here in this diagram, this is the x axis, and here the particle is restricted to move along x axis, that is the back and the forth. So, here the width of the box is a. So, here this is the width of the box and it is equal to a, and height of the box is infinity. So, here the height of the box, here it is infinity, here also it is a infinity. Suppose that a particle does not lose energy when it collides against the wall of the box. So, here there is a particle, or this is a particle, and here when this particle, when it collide against the wall of the box, it does not lose the energy. So, its energy remain constant, and since a particle is free, that is why its potential energy it is equal to 0. So, here V is equal to 0. So, here the particle in box for the one dimensional box. Then here friends, this box is represented by a potential box whose width is A, with the potential walls of infinity, that is the height infinity, at x is equal to 0. So, here x is equal to 0 and here the x is equal to A. Hence, potential energy, that is the V of the particle, become infinity on the side first. So, this is the first side, that is here x is equal to 0. So, here x is equal to 0 and here the for side second, that is x is equal to A. So, here the potential energy V of the particle become infinity. So, here V is equal to infinity, here also V is equal to infinity, and it is a constant inside the box, and here it is V is equal to 0. For the sake of convenience, it can be taken as a 0 inside the box, so that there is no restriction on the movement of the particle inside the box. So, here the potential energy of the particle inside the box, it is considered as the 0, and due to this there is no restriction on the movement of the particle in the box. So, outside the box, so here for the outside the box, the potential energy is infinity, that is the V is equal to infinity at here also V is equal to infinity at x is less than 0. That means this side x is less than 0, that is the negative side of the x axis, and this is the negative side of the x axis, where V is equal to infinity and here x is less than 0, and here at x is greater than 0. So, here x is equal to A, and here on this side x is greater than A, here also V is equal to infinity. Therefore, the wave function psi and probability of the finding the particle psi square must be 0 when x is less than 0 or x is equal to 0 or x is equal to A or x is greater than and equal to A. So, here in other word, the particle is confined in the box. So, here the particle is confined in the box and cannot escape the box, that is particle does not exist outside the box. That means, here the particle is present only inside the box. So, here the particle in one dimension box. So, here we are going to write or we are going to consider the Schrodinger wave equation for the particle in one dimension box. Already we have discussed this equation. So, here in this equation V is equal, in the Schrodinger equation V is equal to 0. So, Schrodinger equation can be written as, that is a d square psi by dx square plus 8 pi square m divided by s square into E into psi is equal to 0. So, this is the Schrodinger equation for the particle in one dimensional box. So, here what is the boundary condition? So, boundary condition is 0 is less than equal to x and here x is less than equal to A. This is the boundary conditions, and at this boundary condition, that is a psi is a function of 0 is equal to psi is a function of A is equal to 0, and on solving the above equation, that is above this Schrodinger equation with the boundary condition. So, here we get the normalized wave function, and here the normalized wave function, that is a psi n is equal to 2 by A bracket raised to 1 half into sin n pi divided by A into x. So, here this is the normalized wave function, and here the energy E n, it is given by the equation n square h square divided by 8 m a square. So, friends, here in this expression, this E n, it is called as the energy of the particle in the box, and here n is the quantum number. So, friends, here n is called as the quantum number. It can assume only the integral value. That is why here the n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then m is the mass of the particle and A is the length of the box or the width of the box. Hence, energy of the particle in a box is the quantized. So, this is the expression for the energy of the particle inside the box, that is the E n is equal to n square s square divided by 8 m a square. Then here next point is we are going to consider the figure which shows the sketches of the wave function and probability density for the particle in one dimensional box. So, this is the diagram, that is a plot of wave function psi against x. So, here this is the first diagram, and here it is a graph or plot of psi versus x. This is the second diagram, that is a psi square versus x. So, here this is the plot of wave function and the square of wave function for the first few state for a particle in one dimensional box. So, here n is equal to 1, here n is equal to 2, here n is equal to 3. So, here the first diagram is the graph of psi versus x. This is the second diagram, again n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, and here the n is equal to 3. So, here the sketch of wave function and probability density for the particle in the one dimensional box. So, here all of you know that is the psi may be positive or the negative. Already we have discussed this, psi may be positive or the negative, but psi square giving the probability of finding the particle at any point, it is always positive. Already we have discussed all these things. So, psi square it is the probability of the finding the particle, and here the psi square giving the probability of the finding the particle at any point, it is always positive. It is clear from the figure that the probability of the finding the particle is maximum at the center of the box for n is equal to 1. So, here when n is equal to 1, so here this is the probability of the finding the particle when we consider the n is equal to 1. Then here when we consider the n is equal to 2, so it has two preferred position. So, friends, here this is a graph of psi square versus x. So, here again psi square is the probability of the finding the particle. So, here when we consider the n is equal to 2, so these are the two preferred position just to find out the particle. So, here n is equal to 2. As n is increases, the probability of the finding the particle becomes more uniformly distributed. For very large n, it is uniform throughout the length of the box. So, here when we consider the n is equal to 1, so here this is the position to find out the particle. When we consider the n is equal to 2, there are two preferred position. This is the number 1 and number 2. When we consider the n is equal to 3, so these are the three preferred position. This is number 1, number 2 and number 3. As the value of the n increases, the value of the preferred position just to find out the particle, it is also increases. So, here let us consider the features of the diagram. So, the quantum number n represent the nodes. So, here this is the nodes in the diagram. Here when n is equal to 2, there is only one node. So, here this is a node, this is also node. When n is equal to 3, so here there are two nodes. So, here 1, 2, here also here 1 and 2. So, here these are the nodes. So, here the first feature from the diagram, that is a quantum number n represent the nodes. So, what is my nodes? The point where the probability of finding the particle is 0. So, here such a point, it is called the nodes in the particle wave, and here the energy levels and the nodes when n is equal to 1, the number of nodes are 0. So, here when n is equal to 2, so here there is a one node, that is a n is equal to 2, so here there is a one node, here also there is a one node. N is equal to 3, so there are two nodes and so on. So, here n is equal to 2, one node, then n is equal to 3, two nodes, n is equal to 4, 3 nodes, and here likewise here for nth energy level. So, here the number of nodes, that is a n minus 1. So, here this is the first picture. Let us consider the second picture, that is the figure show that greater the number of nodes, more is the curvature in the particle wave. So, here this is also important, that is greater the number of nodes, more is the curvature in the particle wave. As the curvature in the wave function increases, the number of nodes also increases. Here for example, here we have considered n is equal to 4. Instead of 4, if we consider the n is equal to 30, then what is the total number of mode as per this n minus 1, that is a 30 minus 1, that is a 29. So, here the number of nodes are the 29. So, here figure show that greater the number of nodes, more is the curvature in the particle wave, and as the curvature in the wave function increases, the number of nodes increases. So, here the lambda therefore decreases and the total energy also decreases. Then here the third picture of the diagram, psi may be positive or negative, but psi square giving probability of finding the particle at any point, it is always positive. Already we have discussed this. And the fourth one is that is a correspondence principle or the Bohr correspondence principle. For very large n, for very large n, the probability for very large n, that such as the n is equal to 50 or n is equal to 40 or n is equal to 60. So here for very large n, the probability density becomes more uniformly distributed. That is, a particle can be found be anywhere along the length of the box, which is the expected behavior of the classical particle. So this is the expected behavior of the classical particle. For when we consider the value of the n is very high, the particle can be found anywhere along the length of the box. This is as per classical mechanics or the classical particle. For large n quantum mechanics approaches classical mechanics, and this is called as the correspondence principle. So let us consider some figures, that is the plots of probability density for the various values of the n for particle in one dimension box. So here the simple diagram, n is equal to 1. So here there is a this is the probability of the finding the particle. So instead of the 1, if we consider the large quantum number, that is n is equal to 30. So here these are the this is the probability of the finding the particle, and here when we consider the n is equal to 50. So here the probability of the finding the particle is throughout the length of the box, and here at higher quantum number, here the quantum mechanics, it is approaches to the classical mechanics. So here n is equal to 50. Instead of 50, if we consider the 100 or if we consider the 80, then here the probability of the finding the particle, it is throughout the length of the box, and here this is called as the corresponding principle. And this principle, it states that the quantum mechanics must give the same result as a classical mechanics in the appropriate classical limit for a particle. So here the classical limit occur for very short de Broglie's wavelength. So here this is the statement of the correspondence principle. This means that when quantum number describe the system becomes very large, the quantum mechanics and classical mechanics yield the same result. In short, the quantum mechanical result and the classical results are the same for the larger particle or for the larger quantum number. So friend, this is about the Bohr correspondence principle as well as the particle in one dimensional box. So let us consider the particle in the two dimensional box. So here let us consider the diagram first. So here this is the diagram for the particle in two dimensional box. Again here inside the particle the potential energy P is equal to 0. Then outside the box, inside the box potential energy is equal to 0. So outside the box that is the potential energy V is equal to infinity. Here also V is equal to infinity, V is equal to infinity, V is equal to infinity as per particle in one dimensional box. So here this is a extension of the particle in one dimensional box. Here free particle of the mass m, the free particle of the mass m, it is a confined to lie in the rectangular with the side of the length a and here the b. So these are the two sides, and here the Schrodinger equation for the two dimensional box can be written as. So here the Schrodinger equation, it can be written as, that is a d square psi by dx square plus d square psi by dy square plus 8 pi square m divided by h square into E psi is equal to 0. So here this is the Schrodinger equation for the two dimensional box. So here let us consider the boundary conditions. So what is the boundary condition? That is a 0 is less than equal to x, and here x is less than equal to a. So this is the first boundary condition. Then let us consider the second boundary condition, 0 is less than equal to y, and here it is less than equal to b. So here the first boundary condition, that is a 0 is less than equal to x, and here x is less than equal to a. So here this is the first boundary condition, and here this is the second boundary condition, and here after separating the variables solution is obtained as, that is a psi is a function of x and y, because here we have considered only the two dimensional box. If we consider the two dimensional box, then here psi is a function of the x, y, z. For one dimension psi is a function of the x. So here for the two dimensions psi is a function of the x, y. That's why here we can write is equal to, that is after separating the variable, the solution is obtained as is equal to in under root 4 upon AB into sine of here nx into pi x divided by a into sine of ny into pi y divided by b here into divided by b into y. Then here nx and ny. So, here in this expression nx and the ny are the quantum number equal to the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and here the energy expression, that is the E nx ny is equal to h square divided by 8 ma in bracket nx square divided by a square plus ny square divided by b square. So, this is the expression for the energy for the particle in the two-dimensional box. So, friends, in this lecture we have discussed the particle in one-dimensional box. Then here the plot of wave functions and the square of the wave function for the first few state for particle in one-dimensional box as well as the particle in the two-dimensional box. In the next lecture, we are going to consider the particle in three-dimensional box and the degeneracy. Thank you.